to kindly accompany them on this stage. Mr. Ritesh Kumar is the sales head at Tipco Engineering Works, a mechanical engineer by profession. He has more than 10 years of experience in business development, marketing, application, technical support, process engineering, amongst other domains. With his able leadership, Tipco has established itself as a reputed brand as the industrial architect, providing machines and turnkey solutions, especially in the ink, paint, coating industry worldwide in countries such as India, US, Mexico, Sweden, and more. Let's welcome them with a big hand. And Mr. Satya Prakash is the sales head at Tipco Engineering India Pvt. Limited, a mechanical engineer by education. He is an experienced sales professional with more than 20 years in sales and business development pan-India, with a wide exposure across industries, segments, applications. He has expertise in value selling, niche markets, B2B sales, high-end engineering projects, turnkey solutions, and project management. Mr. Satya Prakash and Mr. Ritesh Kumar for technical session number 1. Please take us through the proceedings.
Change over by hello.
A very good morning to all the delegates present here and the IPCA. Today our technical presentation is on turnkey solutions with effective milling and mixing technology. I just brief of our agenda today. We go through on about Tipco introduction and effective mixing and milling technology, and what we Tipco are. We Tipco as a one-stop solution provider. The basic range of Tipco product range and turnkey solutions what we offer in the market, and overview of the water-based plant, solvent-based plant, and automation solutions what we offer into the market. A brief about Tipco. We, a small organization, started in 1985. Today, Tipco is a leading manufacturer and exporter of machines for paint, ink, resin. We are into cosmetics, pharmaceuticals, decorative coatings, and specialty chemicals, agrochemicals, and personal care. We are providing solutions in mixing, milling, homogenization, and turnkey solutions in India and abroad. Today, Tipco is strongly determined to lead in the industry by offering machines and also complete turnkey solutions to satisfy customer requirements from raw material to final packaging as a one-stop solution provider. Today, we offer from starting from the solvent yard where your raw material comes till to the final packaging solutions. We are continually improving our process through our innovation and precise work parts through our well-established factory where we have CNCs, VMC machines, and laser cutting, and we follow the very accuracy standards. Today, not only it's a standard machines we offer, we are addressing the needs and expectations of our customers through quality standards by adopting international standards. This is our look about what are the machines we have in our factory. We have a world-class CNC machines with laser cutting machines. And today, customer can visit our factory, can have lab trials at our factory, come with your sample, and you can have lab trials at our factory. We have our in-house engineering design and team to address your needs of each individual customer. It's not we have a standardized solutions. We also do some customizer solutions as per the customer requirements and maybe basing on budgets. We are continually developing new products. We brought new products into homogenization application like high shear homogenizers, liquid powder mixers, and in-tank homogenizers. And we are always focusing on the new designs, how it can help the customer in providing a better and efficient product solutions. And of course, with a good service support. These are our esteemed clients in India and abroad, where these are our customers, where we supplied machines, as well as we have also done some turnkey solutions. These are a few, but we couldn't put all of them. But today in industry, we are covering in paint, where we offer both water and solvent based. We are also into resins. We offer in personal care and cosmetics, decorative coatings and industrial coatings, ink. In ink, we are offering in printing ink, packaging ink solutions, pharmaceuticals, nanotechnology, specialty chemicals, pigments, adhesives, agrochemicals. And today we are proudly say that we are entering into turnkey solutions where we are offer from raw material to finished products. Today the main topic is effective mixing and milling and grinding. See, this is one of the key factor when in any paint, ink or any industry, where unless until you have an effective mixing and milling, the whole production process cannot be optimized. So if you look at the process, an efficient raw material preparation and improved process control in pre-grinding stage allows you to balance out fluctuating raw material qualities and improve and the overall efficiency of your production cycle. If you look at the working process, can I get a light on this? See, it starts with a premix, then a milling grinding, where we have a dyno mill or bead mill, we call it as, and the post mix. What is the advantages of having a continuous or proper premix? See, it prevents undesirable variations from batch to batch, so that each batch you have a proper homogenization mixing, produces consistent finished weight, size and texture, consistently dispersing ingredients, producing large quantities of uniform dough, improving recipe control and repeatability. This can be achieved only by adopting proper mixing machines for mixing the SOP or as per the properties of SOP. Then what is advantage of proper mixing? An efficient raw material preparation and improved process control in the pre-grinding stage allows you to balance out fluctuating raw material qualities and improve the overall efficiency. Prevents undesirable variation, consistent dispersing ingredients, producing large quantity. See, this is how, when you have this, first is the fine grinding, then proper dispersing. Then what are the various mixing machines you use to get a proper premix? See, selecting the right type of disperser is very important. Here I have shown various types of blades with the different angles, where this makes very important what type of disperser you are using, what type of blade angle you are adopting, so that you have a very good premix quality. And selecting right type of mixer design, whether it may be butterfly or multi-shafts, sorry, it's a triple shaft and anchor designs. And the other is the homogenization, which is a high shear homogenization process. Helps in proper dispersion, deagglomeration, emulsification of powders in the liquids. Unless and until your premix is not having a proper homogenizing quality, the premix quality is not good, the micron sizes will be higher, your duff will have, each batch will have a different raw material, and your final grinding will not be good, your process time leads more. And we also have liquid powder mixing to avoid lump formation and mixing time. What is homogenization? Homogenization, what we talk here is a rotor stator design. Process helps in proper dispersion, deagglomeration, emulsification of powders in the liquid. In in-tank homogenizers also we have different type of homogenizers, like we have in-tank where you can have in the tank, in the tank, and we have inline homogenizers like this, like a pump type, where you can, there is a reactor on the bottom, you can have homogenization, the premix is there, again it processed through the inline homogen and goes back to the tank. Here, no, whatever the micron size you talk, whatever comes around 80 to 100 micron size, by having a proper inline homogenizer, the mixture can come to a level of 20 to 30 micron size. Then you can put into the grinding, which gives a very efficient process. Then we have a bottom homogenizers. Today we develop bottom homogenizers where in the reactor itself, you can have homogenizer at the bottom of the tank. And we come with some super series where it goes up to 4,200 RPM speeds to get a better and faster homogenization process. And this is one of the mixers we already selling in the market to few customers. With there here you can see this is an inline in-tank type of homogenizer where you can fix in the tank. Where in your standard technology you might be using a disperser, but today we are using an in-tank homogenizer. Again, for effective mixing, these are the different various types of homogenizer status. You can see basing on the application, we can suggest slotted type, circle, square, arrow, and many more designs, basing on what type of application, what type of industry, and what type of process you are using. And this is a new technology which has come in the market where it is called liquid powder mixer. Basically, liquid powder mixer is used to avoid lumps. When you are adding powder to your liquid, no, you cannot add directly. If you add directly, it forms of a lumps formation, and the whole pre-mixing time takes more. So instead of that, if you have a liquid powder mixer, here I've shown you two designs where the mixer is taken from a silo, where the powder is added from the silo and the liquid is from here. Both will mix in the chamber itself, which gives a very efficient process of premix. And your process time is faster, and your overall production cycle is faster. Even if you, in general, it is assumed that at least 30 to 40% of your mixing time is less. Then comes after your premix, it is the grinding and milling, which is very, very important to get a right quality of the product. Here, the main technology, what we today use is the horizontal bead mills and with the beads. So these two are very important, and sizing of these bead mill and beads are very, very important. Like if you, when you are selecting a bead mill, one is the mechanical seal, what type of material construction, and the type of filter, like it's a gap separator, we have screen, both versions we have, and what type of pumps you are using, like AODD, gear pumps, whatever, which process is very good, which pump is very good for the application. Safety interlocks, availability of spare parts, and after sales service. This is a few grinding process where we have, like it's a bead mill, you can see in this there is a lot of grinds. Again, the wet bead mill. Again, after coming you have a recirculation, different types of beads. The smaller the bead size, the better the quality you get. The larger the grid size, I mean the particle size, what you get is bigger. And this is a process of where you get the best mill by grinding technology, where grinding is directly related to the energy absorbed in the mill. So it is very important to select the right size of beads. Simply, the more energy input to the batch, more grinding is achieved. The heat produced, I mean, you should have efficient cooling system to take the whatever the heat produced in the grinding process. Every mill is limited to cooling surface area, therefore limited to the maximum amount of energy that can be used for grinding. The energy, even the sizing of the right bead mill is very important so that the power consumption is optimized. And the ability to operate the smaller diameter grinding media. It's not that you take a bigger machine and you can only run 2 mm beads. But today the bead size go as low as up to 0.2, where in the market people are asking the micron size less than 1. So the grinding beads of media is also important. And this is a graph where what type of grind time versus the micron size of each beads is where to have just to show how what is the energy and what is the percentage of mass you can take. And today we have different types where you can get the material in single pass, you have in multiple passes, and you have a recirculation milling. Depending upon what is the final size, initial and final size you are asking for. And we also have different types of metallurgy, like we have ceramic, we have carbide, we have different type of material based on the application today. And these are various sizes of our bead mills. At this, we designed our own chamber. You can see where we have different types of chambers, different types of pegs. We also have pegs type of chamber and bead mill. Now I give it to Mr. Ritesh Sharma, who will cover on the automation on the waterways plant and solvent-based plant, and what type of new technologies we are offering in this.
Hello. So good morning everyone. हम लोग का पेंट फैक्ट्री में एक नया चीज़ चल रहा है. हम लोग पहले आते थे बिड मिल्स के लिए डिस्कस करते थे, डिस्पर्सर्स के लिए करते थे, सर होमोजेनाइजर्स के लिए करते हैं. बट व्हाट इज रियली आवर पेंट इंडस्ट्री वांट टुडे? द फर्स्ट थिंग इज ऑटोमेशन. आज अगर हमें कंपटीशन को बीट करना है और हमें फैक्ट्री से फ्री होना है, तो पहली चीज़ है ऑटोमेशन. एंड दैट ऑटोमेशन शुड बी, सी वी आर नॉट जस्ट टॉकिंग अबाउट अ बिग ऑटोमेशन जहाँ पे बहुत बड़ी फैक्ट्रियाँ हैं. सी वी टॉक अबाउट द एशियन पेंट, वी टॉक अबाउट Berger or somewhere. See, plants can be designed. आज हम लोग जो plants दिखाने वाले हैं, first of all, the benefit of automation is reduction in manpower. अभी करंट में मेरा एक पर्सनल एक्सपीरियंस है नागपुर के अंदर. जो लोग पहले नियर अबाउट 300 to 400 टन इंक्स बनाते थे, they need at least 30 to 40 लेबर्स. और रिस्क लेवल बहुत ही हाई रिस्क लेवल रहता था, मिस्टेक्स बहुत करते थे, सॉल्वेंट्स के अंदर बहुत प्रॉब्लम होती थी. So it's always a very risky game, you know, when you depending on the manpower. So now when you go with the automation, first of all, you are going to save at least 80% of labor from your system. और ये प्रैक्टिकल है, मेरे पास पूरा डाटा है, कस्टमर के पूरे रिपोर्ट्स हैं कि हम 300 टन इंक्स या 300 टन पेंट only we are able to manage from the 4 labor and one smart person who can operate the PLC. See why I am so sure, क्योंकि मैं पूरे जितने, see I have done almost 10 to 15 projects in last 5 to 6 years, and the complete projects from the initial starting, from their process designing, their plant designing, their raw materials, their finished good, everything I have designed by myself, and we have designed in such a way that customers see, we just ask our customer कि आप मेरे को एक space दो, and we design according to that. So first we are going to save the manpower. Secondly, consistency of product. When we are not dependent on the brain, जो कभी भी divert हो जाता है, like we also divert sometimes, but we are depending on the computers, we are depending on the formulation, we are depending on our process chart, which are once designed and can be changed, जब हम लोग उसको change करने के लिए कहते हैं. So every your product and every your process will be very consistent. Higher production. See, when we are going in automation, we know that from the your raw material incoming to your packing, everything is planned. Your first, how much time it will take to unload one 30 kL of solvent, or how much time it will take to unload the styrene or something, or the powders also. When we know everything, our productivity will increase on a higher rate. Fourth, low wastages. When we are in the automation, really, we think there are a lot of automation. हमें 2 टन का या 3 टन का बैच लेना पड़ेगा, तो उसके solvent wastage क्या करेंगे? But nowadays we are designing in such a way that we can manage all your waste solvents. We can manage all your waste, even water and other materials. So there is very low wastage, saving energy. Obviously, which machine to be run at what time, the software will decide, and it will save our energy. It will save our time. Complete transability. Whatever we are making, it is totally transparent in all the level of managements. Even with the production team, even with the higher management, anybody can see what is happening in our factory. And that's what I am going to show in the next slides. Stock management is very easy. अभी हम लोगों ने किसी को करके दिया कि in lot of places we have seen कि solvent जब भी आता है, किसी को solvent की actual amount पता ही नहीं लगती है. After 6 months they check कि उनके losses 10 टन में है, and everybody is worried. अब हम लोग क्या करें उस solvent को save करने के लिए? और उस solvent को save करने के लिए सिर्फ instruments अगर आप देखोगे, उसको ROI 1 महीने के अंदर आता है. But see, nobody is guiding anyone कि how to get a ROI for the lifetime. One instrument can give you ROI in 1 month only. Next, safety. Obviously, when everything is intact, everything is going from pipeline, everything is inside the tanks, everything is working under nitrogen purging, the safety level goes very high. Plant automation and designing. What basically Tipco do? Tipco basically first, nowadays we do completely turnkey greenfield projects in that we completely design your company layouting, including your office space, including utilities, including FG, RM, and every area. Your production area, raw material area, solvent yard, utility design and pumping systems. This is one basic PNID for the water-based plant, where you can see just for the water base, if we see it, I think in water base, sometimes it is very critical in the labs, but when you go into productions, it is very easy. In number of places I visited more than 200 or 300 paint factories, water-based paint factories, and I think if a machine is just mixing or it is running on by its own, the paint will be ready, 90%. And 10% efficiency will come when you use a good machines like Tipco, where the homogenization, high-speed dissolvers. But when we talk about the automation for the water-based, it is very easy. We have to manage styrene, your emulsions, two type of emulsion. You have to manage your water, you have to manage your powders. And for that, your existing machine can help you. If you can see in this process is near about 30 to 40 KL per day, in which you have 2 thinning tanks, 2 main mixtures, where you can make a premix, packing machines and bid mills. In coming years might be, right now we have not seen in India that people are using bid mills for their water-based projects. But in future coming might be in 6 months, 8 months, you will see a lot of bid mills in water-based area. This is a basic section view of any plant. So when you talk about the water-based and the oil-based plant, completely, हम लोग normal size की एक बात करते हैं कि if we have supposedly we have a production area of near about 20,000 square feet. उस area को इस हिसाब से manage करना, we can optimize, mean every inch or every square feet of your factory will be completely utilized in such a way where you can manage your water base and the oil base. We have done in many companies, just few days we have done one project in which we are able to manage oil base and water base in one building, and all their raw materials are storage in one area. See, if you see in this area, this is a lift. Basically, all raw materials come from this lift and goes up, and this is a storage area. On the left, these vessels are your oil-based vessels, and on the right, there is a vessel for the water base. This is 3-stage buildings, where one side you have water base and one side you have oil base, and all your raw material come in the center. I'm talking about the powder basically for the raw materials, because all your liquids are going to be stored outside the factory. And nowadays, when we see as a Tipco, we also have a solution for the pumping. And in automation, pump is very important. And we are very dedicated to the pumps. I mean, we are very specific in which pump to be used while having automation. Because when you have automation for your factories, when you're depending on the storage tanks or the storage of the raw materials, your pump selection will be very good. Your lift selection should be very good. Because ये आगे जाके काम यही लोग करने वाले हैं. So on the first area, we have a storage of your powders like pigments, your minerals. From one side, if you can see this area, this is your TSDs. You have a TSD of near about 33 KL. If you want to move the powder from here, it is very easy to achieve here. You can take it from this place to that place. क्योंकि हम लोग स्टोरेज एक ही जगह पे कर रहे हैं, हमारे को दूसरी जगह शिफ्ट करना बहुत आसान हो जाता है. हमारे लेफ्ट साइड में हमारा ऑयल बेस्ड प्लांट है. ऑयल बेस्ड प्लांट, सी everybody in like normal paint industry, everybody want to have, क्योंकि हमारे जितने MSME में काम कर रहे हैं, middle segment में काम कर रहे हैं, everybody would want to have a common factory where they can make a oil base, where they can make a water base also. But contamination level नहीं चाहिए किसी को भी. तो उसके लिए it can be done to have a good storage and good shifting of the material. So from this is a premix vessel, then this is the circulation vessel for the grinding. You can see the bid mills over there. All your packing or bid mills, might be bid mills can be stored over this location also. So it can also space, आपका नीचे फ्लोर का पूरा space बचेगा, जो हमारे packing material रहेगा, वो हमारा ground पे रहेगा. Because we don't want to carry packing material from another location and then again bring to the packing area. It will be very difficult for everyone, you know, कि हम लोग एक third floor पे पहले packing area को store कर रहे हैं, फिर नीचे लेके जा रहे हैं उसे pack करने के. It's better to store the packing material on the ground and your all raw material, your basic minerals on the top, and your all solvents, your emulsions on the tanks only. So this is the basic layout of that in tank in a complete paint factory where you can have a water waste and always together with a good storage system with enough of space or productivity kitna hoti hai. See, when you work on a one floor level, you need a multiple machines. You need a multiple labor to carry material from one place to other place. When you are going multiple floor, like ground, first, second, third, it will be very, very easy to regulate the material. See, this is just one plant which we have just completed. It is in Nagpur. They are basically manufacturing of inks. We have done from every light to packing machine. We are there with them. So when I was talking about the storage of the solvents, storage of your emulsions, what basically you need? हम लोग जब भी solvent की storage के लिए जाते हैं, सबसे पहला हमारा issue आता है इसकी density में difference होता है. So we want to avoid the flow meters. But still we recommend to have a flow meters. We have a flow meters where you can adjust your density on your product wise. Might be there a little bit variation, but it will not affect our calculations. Secondly, we have a very good pumping system for the solvent yard, and for every tank, if you see, ये हम लोगों ने अभी किसी का generate करके दिया था, इसमें product density और कितना material है हर एक tank में, it is given a complete information. If they have overhead tanks also, that also can be regulated. Even इसका benefit क्या है? Supposedly 20 kg of tank is we use कि 20 kg का एक solvent yard हमारा solvent आ गया हमारे पास और हमें tank के अंदर डालना है. But it already have 15 kg. अब what happen कि लोग जाके check ही नहीं करते कि उसके अंदर 15 kg है या नहीं, 20 kg आ पाएगा नहीं आ पाएगा. Thought के 5 kg ही extra था. उसको मैनेज करना, बिकॉज हमारे पास इन्फॉर्मेशन ही नहीं है, हम लोग बार बार डिप करके चेक कर रहे हैं. सो इट्स बेटर टू गो विद द लेवल ट्रांसमीटर्स. इन फ्यूचर इट विल हेल्प यू अलॉट. इवन डेली कवर को खोलना, इम्प्योरिटीज को अंदर रहना, इट विल सेव दैट. एंड व्हेन वी आर डिजाइनिंग फॉर द सॉल्वेंट टैंक्स और सॉल्वेंट सिस्टम और सॉल्वेंट यार्ड, वी विल टेक केयर वट एवर इनपुट मटेरियल इज कमिंग, दैट इज completely filtered. Whatever goes out is filtered, so that there will be no impurities coming from your solvent, from your any other raw material which you are storing outside. So this is a base hard for any company, because whenever we are starting an automation company, automation factory, we have to work for your solvent area, raw material, liquid raw material storage. See, whenever we talk about any process, we need to have a varnish. We have to clear varnishes. We need to have mediums. For that, we always recommend to have on a second floor, because we want every material to become by the gravity. Might be. There are a lot of myths कि हम लोग अगर second floor पे करेंगे तो हमारे pumps eliminate हो जाएंगे. That is a myth. We have to use a pumps, because we need to have a very fast flow of the material inside your pre-mix or post-mix tank. So we recommend to have a pumps. Again, in all the system, we have level transmitter, level switch, load cells, your complete calibration from your tanks to stock, so that everything will going in managed way. और ये software है इस चीज़ को manage करने वाला. We done this complete programming. At least it take हम लोगों को 5 साल लगा इसको paint के हिसाब से convert करने के लिए. Now we have a solution, see direct solution कि automation अगर paint और ink का करना है तो we can directly offer to our customers. See mistakes कि हमारे mistakes कैसे करने वाले हम लोगों ने automation में बोला था. This is a basic batch card for any process. When we are making a batch card, means see we have a number of solvents, which solvent we want, which liquid, how much powder will be required in the process. Everything can be added in the starting form only. This is automated grinding system. Basically, in automated grinding system, you can see that there is one pre-mix tank and another is post-mix tank and grinding mill. See, when we are working in this system, first of all, we are very safe. We are very much, there is no worry for any mistakes can be happen in the process, because everything is counting. Your additive is counting how much you have added in the process. Your pigment is counting how much you have done. Obviously, your liquids and resins, they are totally controlled in such a way that it will not affect your process. Whatever the product you have made today, and you have to supply after 2 months or 3 months to the similar customer, we can assure you, if the basic things as checked, the result will be totally similar, because the process is working with a controlled temperature, it is working with a controlled pressure, it is working with a controlled weighing system, it is controlled with the exact solvent and the varnish which you are getting in the vessels. Secondly, when we got a material inside these tanks, okay, this is controlled. But second, what we have to check? It's a grinding. How to check? See, there are number of grinding mills manufactured all over the globe, number of. But when we calibrate this with the system, automation system, what benefits we can calculate the temperature, we can calculate the pressure. Because whenever, even the, for the one customer, we have given our online viscosity meters. Because he want to assure that okay, when the grinding is done, it is correlated to the viscosity and it is exactly the same what he wants for the another batch. And really, it tells the exact figure. कि grind हुआ या नहीं हुआ क्योंकि निकलते ही they transform. I think pigment की lot of अभी presentation है, they are going to tell that the transformation just immediately tells. Okay, this is again when we are initially thinking for, we can't take everything or the automation. For the smaller batches, for 500 kg, for 300 kg, अब लोग Ritesh again हम लोग तो यार manual पे आ गए automation करते हुए. Then what next we have for me normal industry? This is basically, if we talk about this one and this one, this area. This area is basically a manual feeding system, but with the automation. अब ये automation कैसा है तो manually automation कैसा है? इसमें automation ऐसे है अगर supposingly there is a new person in the market. हमारे पास factory में कोई नया बंदा है, उसको मैं epoxy का certain एक कोई बनाना है, ठीक है ना? But formulation हमने पहले set की हुई है कि what he wants कि इसमें 100 kg का batch है, पहले हमने 500 kg का लिया था, 100 kg का बना रहे हम लोग. तो number of solvents कितने आने वाले हैं और resin कौन से आने वाले हैं, it will come totally accurate way. And every time you have to feed the codes. You don't need to not tell everyone कि यार अब तेरे को ये वाला ये उठाना है और ये वाला. Once एक बार आपको कोई भी batch अपना set करना है कि for this product we are setting this batch, and if any time when he making manual product like 100 kg, 50 kg, 500 kg, might be 1000 kg, वो जाएगा solvent filling station पे लेके आएगा. There he will get a resin, he will get a solvent in a calculative way. कि इतना इतना हमारे और उसकी रिपोर्ट भी हमारे पास अंदर जाने वाली है. This currently we have done, I mean for the Sunlight Paint has just done this, okay. Batching system with the tanks, batching system for the solvents. I think this slide, this photo I've shown I think 5 to 6 years back, and I was working on this. Okay, one day we will have work, but now we have at least supplied 7 to 8 filling stations, okay. Even we are going for the color matching system for this also. Might be in 2-3 years we will give in the market, you just make a basis and your color pigment paste which you have stored, it will come automatically to your system. So the paint making system will be more easy in future. Okay, last. See, for the reasons, for the polyester reasons, we have a good system in which we have done for the JBC, Jai Bharat Chemicals. The plant was really, the completely plant was designed by us, the safety, your structure, your material feeding, and it is one of the advanced plant which we have made in North India today for the reasons. Every system is controlled. If you want to, the new automation is going on with them for the recipes and for the control system. Might be whatever the product they have supplied today and whatever the product they are going to supply after 2 months or 3 months, it will be totally similar. The batch will be controlled. If you want to generate a batch report, you can get very easily. The basic PNID for the system. So important points, 1 minute वाले paint वालों के लिए कई हम लोग regular discuss करते हैं. We need to have a static neutralizers at entry gates. Might be with the machines also, proper earthing system for all machines and proper earthing system. After that, after 3 months or 2 months, we need to check every earthing. We should have a system where we check earthing कि एक महीने या 3 महीने बाद. ऐसा तो नहीं है fail हो गई है. Sorry. Okay. Thanks. Okay, using static lamps. Nowadays there is a system in which when you running a mixture, it will लोग क्या बोलते हैं हमने तो clamp को लगाया था, but really वो earthing से connected था. 22,000 rupees का ओसना और 3-4 कंपनियां सिस्टम दे रही हैं, in which you just connect. When earthing is connected, it is true, the loop is connected, then only the machine is started. All multinational has already taken all the, even हम लोग normal machine हमारे पास 5 या 10 dissolvers हैं. For that the cost is not more than 2,20,000. But you are secure, you are not reliable on your person whether उसने clamp लगाया नहीं लगाया. Everybody is secure कि उसने connected machine ही तब start होने वाली है when it is properly connected to the interloop system. Raw material and finished good management is very important in every factory. Okay, see, we need to have a very good distance of the raw material and finished good. See, whenever we are planning for factory, whenever I go for suggestion for the factories, okay, you can design like this, you have, बड़ा अच्छा लगता है, but मैं सबसे पहले एक चीज़ बोलता हूँ, starting में be negative. It is very important because see, we are in the hazardous zone. It is a highly flammable zone, more than petrol pump. So we have to be very careful for our raw materials and finished good, and we have to take care about ourselves and our workers also. So it is done only by the raw material and finished good management. And clear exit, and thank you.